Hey guys, it's Dag, and it's it's Wednesday, which means that normally we would have this person up here, Peep. Uh, that's Peep over there, but she at the last minute had way too much work to do, and with real life work, and so she was not able to help out and or to stream with us today. So as a result, we're not doing SWTOR Storytime, which is, I'm sad, but hey, real life stuff gets in the way, and that's cool. We are going to dive into World of Warcraft today because the pre-patch stuff dropped yesterday, and it did not go live. Well, it went live like around, I don't know, 8 o'clock or so last night from my time, and I had way too many other things to do than to sit around and wait for that little churning wheel to say, yeah, your realm is ready to come up and do things. And so I thought I'd take today just to kind of like dive into the pre-patch and play around a little bit with it and see exactly what things are looking like. When I decided to log in with Gnumbee because I still had Gnumbee to do some leveling with to get him to level 70, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that. I have something in mind that probably will push me up to 70, and then we'll be able to move from there. But I've got two of my characters up to level 70, and I have my Dagonét, who's my warrior, who's hanging out there. He's around 63 right now. So I've got plenty of stuff to play with in order to kind of test things out and see what's changed and all that. When I logged in to change where I was streaming sound and stuff like that, because you have to change all the settings and stuff on OBS in order to do that, I found, oh, look, lo and behold, you have to reset your talents and redo things. And it's just like, okay, I've got some new stuff I need to figure out what's going on with, and we'll go from there. So anyway, today is National Tequila Day. And I wanted to let you guys know that if you are of the imbibing, well, first of all, if you're under drinking age, ignore the next couple of minutes while I talk about this. But if you're not, you know what? Tequila is definitely something on my mind right now, because I'll tell you, it's been an interesting week. And with not being able to get the stream up and running on Monday, and then people canceling on it today, I've had to be kind of nimble, and I'm tired of being nimble, so I'll probably have a shot or two of tequila tonight in order to take the edge off. But hey, anyway, go have some tequila, and we'll go ahead and do some playing here. So here we go. Well, you know what? I am going to log out real quick so I can show you guys the Warband thing, because you've probably heard about it already, but you end up with this as your new screen. So instead of having your characters show up on the screen one at a time, and you can do that, you can, like, I think you can click on one or whatever the case is. It's whatever are your top 4 characters that you have, your top 4 that you have on your list, then they're going to show up. And so that's that's how it's going to look, everything. So I'm going to fix something real quick, because poor Peep, unfortunately she's not here. I'm going to take her portrait off the thing right here, and so give me a sec here. I'm going to fix that, take Peep off, and then I'm going to bring it back. All right, now we got everything back. So the Warband list shows here, and I could add other Warbands. I could add other people onto the Warband from other realms. I've got a ton of other realms. Hey Peep, sorry you have to work today, but hey, that's the way it goes. Go make some money, huh? So anyway, Peep says hi. So say hi to Peep. We miss you. Anyway, I'm going to be farting around with this and try to see. Yeah, the bane of our existence. Hiya, Showpow. Welcome to the stream. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and play around with this and kind of show everybody what the stuff is looking like. So we're kind of exploring as we go because I haven't read a whole lot of information. I did manage, because I figured I wanted to get Gnumbee up to level 70, that I would look at some of the changes that took place on the talent tree, and we'll figure that out. So anyway, your warband is going to be your top 4 characters, and apparently you can go ahead and you can change these anytime you want to. So you can update the warband from other locations. So if I wanted to change my realms and stuff, right now these are my favorites, and so that's there. I guess if you want to go to realms, you have to go up here and choose a different realm, and it looks like all the realms are listed. I don't know whether I can have, well, first of all, I don't have any other level 70s, but here's what, I'm still disabling warbands. I thought I logged into the other realm, but apparently not. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, I did that. Show me... logging into Trollbane, which is where all my... Well, that's a glitch. Because Trollbane is where I have all of my characters from the other... Oh, Warband character list. Maybe this is where you see it. Nope, it's going to show up there. Huh, that's interesting. All I see are my... Oh, Soy Burger. Okay, so no, those are all... These are all my Alliance tunes. So I'm not seeing the ones from... I'm not seeing the ones from the other realm, which is kind of interesting. So I wonder how you get to go... How you get to see your other realms. Because I'm listing... So normally I'm on Madoran. That's the one for the Alliance. Let's see what... I've got one character on Maraudon. Hey, thank you. All right. Not right now. And you can find my Discord over in my About Me. So if you're a real person, you can go check that out. I got a couple of those over the last few days. I'm going to have to go in and change my bot settings. So, all right. So, I'm still not seeing my characters. That's interesting. So I can't get to my, I cannot get to my characters on my other realms. That kind of sucks. Menu. I don't want to close, so we're just going to close this, and we're going to go back to the original realm. So I'm typically on Madoran, so we're going to go there. And go back. So Gnumbee listed. All right. So we're going to play with Gnumbee today, and I'll play with the other stuff later. All right, so the first thing I noticed, first of all, he was not in Stormwind, so he's going to get kicked back out and thrown in front of Chromie. And I've got unspent talent points that I need to figure out. So I have 11 mage and 1 frost that I need to figure out. So I am going to kick on over to a different screen setting here. And that way I can see my yeah, so I can see my builds here. So I'm using icy veins. I have found icy veins to give me a really solid foundation with regards to the builds. And so I am going to um, go ahead and use icy veins suggestions as a starter build and see where we are. So I see that they're saying, you know, you got the ice barrier 1-1, 1-1. So all three of those, no changes there. They're saying that I should have 2 in winter's protection. So I'm going to pop 2 in there. 1 in there, nothing in the tempest barrier. Nothing until, let's see, 1 of 1. And then arcane warding should be 2. So we'll pop 2 in there. I've got 1 in mirror image, 1 in shifting power. That's shifting power. And then 1 over in alter time. I've already got that set. And the next row, it says Cairo freeze. I've got 7 left. So it says to none in there. I've got currently 2 in there. So I'm going to take those out. It says none in the next one, which is the choice between reduplication and reabsorption. And then quick witted, successfully interrupting a character enemy with counter spells reduces cooldown by 4 seconds. That's a 1. I've already got 1 in there. Nothing for mass polymorph, which is the next one. Here should be slow. That's a 0. And then 1 for master of time. And I've got a master of time in there already. And then it says diverted energy, none. So I got to take 2 out of mine and see what else. The next row, it says that I should have ice flows, ice nova. Okay, so we're going to do ice nova, 1 in ice nova, 1 in ice flows, which is the center one. And so I'll pick ice flows. And then 1 for blast wave, which I already have. In the next row below that, it is suggesting that, let's see, 0, 0, and 1 for Tome of Ronin, which I already have. None for the none for this one, which is the Dragon's Breath and the Supernova. So we're gonna wait on that one. Tome of Antondinus increases the haste by 2%, which I always need haste. Definitely go for haste. And then the last one is Energized Barrier. So I still got 10 points. 2 in Frigid Winds. So I will add 2 to my list right now. 2 for Temporal Velocity. So now I've got 2 movement speed, 20% for 3 seconds after casting Blink. Oh, okay. So I'll like roll along faster. Ice Ward should be 1. So I'll add 1 there. Nothing in Freezing Cloud. Time Manipulation should be 1. So I'll click 1 there. And then Greater Invisibility. What's the change here? Makes you invisible. You take 60% less damage while you're invisible. 3% after reappearing. Okay. So I need that because as much mitigation as I can get. And Barrier Diffusion. Whenever one of your barriers is removed, reduces cooldown by 1. Okay. And then the last 3, Ice Cold. So I've got 1 there. And then 1 under Time Anomaly. Hey, what's up, Scrapyard? How's it going? How was your vacation? And I don't have anything for the 70 slot because Mass Barrier actually casts I'm not doing any group work, so this is okay. Actually, I'm going to take that one out and put in the Mass Barrier. Massive Visibility, yeah, Mass Barrier. All right. Now let's see what they're saying with regards to the other stuff. The other one is Frost. I'm missing 1. So 1, I'm going through my list here on my screen to see what I still have to change. 0, 1, 1 of 1. The next row should be 1, 1, 1, and 1, which it is. Oh, that's a good thing. Nothing like having your tent blown over in a storm. I've had that happen. We, some friends of mine and I camped out at up in Lake Tahoe, which is a big California lake, and there is a smaller lake not far from there called Fallen Leaf. And Fallen Leaf is at the tail end of a little pass area where there is a bunch of um, basically a bunch of mountains that the winds just come howling down at night. And we had never camped there before, so we found out about the winds. I think it was like 3 in the morning. We're up there trying to hold our tent together. All right. So that's all I've got for the talent trees. I've made these changes that are all here. Now I got to fix my interface because it looks like it's broken as well. And so let me switch back to the game and you guys can see everything that I have on the screen. Then game looks the same. So I've got everything here and I've used up all my points. I'm missing 1 point at each side right now because I haven't hit level 70. So apply these changes and then we'll see what happened to all of my blocks because I'm missing all my screens here. So we're going to close this, go back to interface, game menu, edit mode, where, where's number 2, 3, and 4? Oh, this is okay. I see my bags, debuff frame, buff frame. Oh, here's stance bar. No, don't need a stance bar. Pet bar. Where's my other bars? That's interesting. Status 2 bar? No. And status 1 bar. I guess I will. Let's see what's going on here because I see a bunch of stuff. These are. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with these. I'm going to pull them down here because I'm not sure what I'm going to need. I don't know what I'm going to need as far as my stuff is concerned. Revert changes? Nope. Okay, save. Let's see what shows up. Still not anything. Where the hell is my stuff? Sign of battle. I have no idea what that is. Okay. So we're all like trying to figure this. I'm trying to figure all this out on the fly here. So that's just how it is. All right. So I want this to show up, please. So I'm trying to see if this is actually going to show. Does it show or is it hidden? Icon size, icon limit, icon down, horizontal, buff frame. Okay, that's fine. And then debuff frame, is it showing? It looks like it's okay. So how come I don't need a boss frame over there. I do need to see all the rest of these, so hopefully this stuff will all show. And let's see if this actually works. Collapse options, no. Grid, okay, save. Yeah. Yeah, see my bars are disappearing. That's not a good thing. So why are my bars disappearing? Let's try this one more time. Maybe go to options, general colorblind, no graphics, interface. Don't need the names, nameplates, display. Replace player with portraits, display heals, display power bars. That's party. That's raid frame. I don't need that. Okay, so that's not, none of the interface is not, none of that's showing. Okay. Action bars. Boom. Action bar 2. There it is. Action bar 3. Yay. My action bars are back. 4. 5. Did I have 6? I don't know. It's out in the middle of everything. I wasn't using 6. Okay. Cool. All right, I got all my action bars back. Okay, this guy ought to be ready to go. So the next thing is, before he left, he was able to get a portal done. Well, I'm not going to do a portal. I'm going to teleport to Valdrakken. And back to Dragonflight because he needs to finish leveling. All right, so I'm in Valdrakken, and what I thought I would tackle in order to get to level 70 was to see if I couldn't do some more of the these are new quests, I guess. I got a lot of quests in here that, yeah. All right, I wanted to see if I can't do some more dragon flying, because the dragon flying is what was giving me a whole lot of stuff, and I think I did all the dragonflight stuff here.
Aspects watch over you.
Waking Shores tour. Okay, we're gonna go to the Waking Shores. I don't know whether I did all the Waking Shores tour or not. Oh, it's ready for turn-in. Okay, cool. I'll be able to get that now. So it looks like there's a whole lot less garbage on the map. But of course, I don't have the add-ons, so that's why my map is looking a little cleaner today. I turned off all the add-ons so I could like go and... I find that in between, whenever there's an expansion, it's always good to like go back and say, what am I using? What am I not using? Can I get away with not using this add-on in the next expansion? And as at one point I was add-on crazy. I will tell you that Pete, for example, loves her add-ons. She has add-ons for everything. It's like her add-ons tie her shoe. As she's sitting at the computer, she will tie her shoe with her add-on. But what I've decided is that I've gone the other direction. And I have started to just use the in-game stuff as much as I can. I do like the new flight path icons up here. That's kind of cool. All right, so where is my turn-in? Right here. All right, hello. So we're going to turn that in. I dinged 70. Yes. Without having to complete all this other crap. All right. So now I have three of my tunes at 70. That's cool. So essentially I can go, I've got my unspent talent points. Let's see, how was I going to spend it? I think it was ice cold is how I was going to spend it. I'm going to check this without switching my screen real quick. I just want to double check how I was going to do that. Already got the ice cold, so I was going to do time anomaly. So that's that one. There's one, and that's all I had. All right. So that took care of that. So apparently they're going to keep the other stuff and... All right, so Gnumbee can actually go back now to Stormwind, and I don't know where... Meet Blue and her warband in Gadgetzan. I guess the question is, where do we start now that we are here? Adventure Guide. All right, Traveler's Log. So you see, I haven't done squat with this particular character. The Dark Depths. Dragonflight? Dungeons and Raids. Yeah. All right, War Within. So, Radiant Echoes collect 100 residual memories. Radiant Memory. Specials? Dark Moon Fair. Quests. Professions. No. Collectibles. All. Final Surge. Complete quest. Okay, suggested. Here we go. Trading posts collectors cash. Tenders ready for collection and trade. Oh, I don't care about that. Battlegrounds and heroic dungeons. No. So it's not giving me the info to actually do what I want to do here. So I guess what I will do is I'll go back. Let's go back to Stormwind. Teleport to Stormwind. So I'm going to leave Gnumbee and Stormwind. And we're going to jump on over because I want to... Okay, this is for those of drinking age, but it would be National Tequila Day. So we were talking about having a little bit of that agave liquid after the stream because it just happens to work out that way. It's one of those days. So I'm going to... yeah, we'll just leave it at that. National Tequila Day. And they talked about, you know, how tequila is made and all that. And we get... Tequila used to be one of those things where, like, when I was first of drinking age, which was a million years ago, they... you know, basically the stuff that was available was... I'm looking to see what's... Oh, everything is, like... I didn't even notice that. It's like, look, you can fly here. Okay. There was like one brand of tequila and it was a gold brand. And everybody was like, okay, this is the only brand of tequila that you drink. And that's all that was available and stuff like that. By the time I had finished, well, by the time that wifey and I had gotten married and everything like that, which was a good 10 years after I graduated from college, we ended up with a lot of different types of tequila that became available, and white tequila, for example, which wasn't very prevalent when I was younger. And yeah, it's all good. It works. So I tend to like white tequila better than the gold tequila because it actually. Oh, here I am in the cemetery. I don't want to be in the cemetery. It actually gives you, for me anyway, I get less of a headache doing white tequila than I do if I were to have too much. I'm trying to find Chromie. That's where I'm going back to. Here's Chromie. All right. So what am I supposed to do here? Quest, Warbands. Let's find out what this is all about. Standard quests you have already completed with another character are hidden from the map. You can change the setting here. Okay, I don't need to do that. Map pin and then map legend. What's the map legend? Okay. So campaign. So there's a campaign over here. The Harbinger, available quest. And then what's this? A warbanger. Warbanger. Warbanding. It's a banger, dude. Okay. I am going to... Oh, it's almost the end of July, too, huh? Yeah, so I'm going to go over to the other end of town here, but I'm also going to check out the trading post, because that's on the way. And so we're going to go check out the trading post and see what we need to do. I don't know how I like the flying thing, because that's changing everything to flying, dragon flying style. And here's the trading post. Let's see what's in the trading post this month. Oh, I got 900 tinder. Yay!
Hail to ye, adventurer.
Report to the trading post. I've done that.
Now
Get a
don't
couple,
you be gone too
like
long.
to see what you have this month. Okay. So this is an ensemble for 800 credit. And I've got 4,300, so I could blow some money on this. An underwater behemoth. Okay, so it's a mount. Cute looking fish. The problem is how often are you underwater? Now I wonder, I don't know whether the new zones in the light from the saddle helps attract prey to this corrupted behemoth. I don't know whether the new expansion has a bunch of underwater stuff. That's a possibility. Blub I've already got. I don't need him. Deep Sea Treasure Pack. Okay, so you get a little backpack that has a naga in it. It looks like a naga. Naga and a clam. I wonder if you shake it up or whether it has like snow in there. Vengeful Crusader Helm. It doesn't go very well. Yeah, Blub I've got. I mean, I don't have to buy him. I already have him as a pet, so I don't need to buy him again. Diver's Bonnet. If I just want to walk around with the Diver's Bonnet. Riptide Staff. This stuff looks like it's all from a previous expansion. Ooh, now that's a cool looking bow. My hunter might like that. But my hunter's not level 70 yet, so. Diving tank. So you can buy pieces. Okay, so you can buy pieces of the deep depth diver suit. I bet you the diving tank. Yeah, see, there's a diving tank on the back. If you buy the whole thing for 800, you get all of this stuff, right? But you can buy pieces of it if you only want pieces. Yeah, that's cool. And that's part of the tank outfit again. Dagger. And a gut puncher. Fist weapon. A Riptide Slicer. That's a cool looking axe. Is that a two-hander? Is that what it is? Two-handed axe. So my my Dagonét could use that because he's a warrior. And a wand? Or is that a... Yeah, it's a wand. So, yeah, I don't use wand much. And here we got the classic deep tabard. So it's like a dark blue tabard. And you get a hood and a back. All right, that's a possibility. And then, what's the trappings? Oh, you get a scarf, except with Gnumbee's beard, you don't see the scarf. So that's kind of a waste. What else we got? Put some clothes on, dude. I'm not fond of the sarong, but I've seen people walking around with the sarong. The two-handed polearm. That's something that my warrior could use as well. And my druid too, I think. Blade is a one-handed. Yeah, it's a one-handed blade, so that's a warrior. Could be a warrior weapon. Could also be, actually, my mage could use that as well. Copper Diver's Corselet. Oh, that's just the body. Okay, so that's part of the diving suit. And then you can't see his greaves anyway, but let's hide the armor. There. Glad he has pants on, because that could be rude. All right. Riptide Basher. Is that a one-handed mace? I got a few characters that could use that. The Bulwark. Kind of a skimpy looking shield. Shoulder cape. I don't know what to make of the shoulder cape, because you see it, if I'm already wearing a cape, it shows. No, you can't. That must be a glitch, because this is, or oh, these are shoulders. Okay, so you can turn your shoulders into a cape and still wear a cape on the back as well. Okay. And then the diver's belt, the diver's boots, diver's gloves, and the wrist seal. That would be the wrist. So what did I have before? I had something frozen. I had the midnight threads, which was the head and the cape. And maybe I'll stick the ensemble in there and make that. Let's see if I could. I'm trying to remember. Do I drag it? Is that what I do? Yes. All right. And that'll go away. Confirm. All right. So now I'm storing that there. So if the only thing that I see that I would like maybe spend money on is the mount, because I collect mounts. But again, Gnumbee, or my tag, my gamer tag. Which one are you asking about? Gnumbee. So I have a couple of different gnomes in the game, and Soggy. So, are you familiar with Rice Krispies? It's an old Kellogg's type cereal from the 1960s. I used to eat this stuff all the time. It basically is puffed rice, okay? And but it doesn't have any sugar on it, so it's not like Sugar Pops or something like that, which is the same thing, puffed rice. Oh, okay. So so they had Snap, Crackle, and Pop as their mascots, and they were all like elves, or I thought that they looked like gnomes rather than elves. So Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and then I made Soggy as supposed to be their sister. And so I was going to have a bunch of gnomes and call them Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and then do different things, right? So, like, for example, Pop could be, something, but like a class that has, I don't know, could make it like a fire mage go Pop or something like that. Problem is that Snap, Crackle, and Pop were all taken in the game at the time. So there was a Gnumbee was a popular TV show when I was a kid. And Gnumbee was, kind of a rubber. He was a little rubber guy, and it was a claymation kind of Saturday morning cartoons. And so Gnumbee and Pokey were the two main characters. Pokey was a horse, and Gnumbee was this guy. He has like kind of a slanted head, and he's all green and kind of flat in the front, flat in the back. It looks like a piece of clay that's been carved. So there was a skit. I know this is getting long, but I have to explain where Gnumbee came from. There was a skit that was done by Saturday Night Live. And one of the guys at the time who was on Saturday Night Live, Eddie Murphy, who's now gone on to have a successful career in movies and stuff, he did this character called Gnumbee. And so he would dress up in a green suit and everything, and paint his face green and the whole thing. And he'd come out and people were like, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm Gnumbee, damn it." So anyway, I thought that since all the rest of these characters' names were taken, Gnumbee was taken. I couldn't pick Gnumbee, so I ended up calling him Gnumbee. Gnumbee. So anyway, that's where the name came from for this particular character. And it has no historical reference other than the fact that it's Gnumbee, damn it, but Gnumbee instead. So anyway, that's where I got it. I'm going to buy this mount. Hopefully it's more than just a underwater mount. We will see. But like I said, I collect mounts anyway, so not a big deal. All right, we're going to leave.
I'll be
Enough of
right
this.
here when you need me.
Yeah, it's cool looking. Let's see if they still have... I don't think they've changed all the mount stuff. Mounts. Here's my underwater behemoth. I'm going to unwrap. And I am going to put a favorite next to him, so now he shows up. And there we go. Let's see if I can actually summon him and use him. Skywriting? I don't know whether I can do skywriting. Oh, this is interesting. So you can go switch flight styles. So you can go to either skills and unlocks. So you can either do dragon riding, or you could do switch the flight style. Ah, that's cool. All right, so you can either do the old standard flight, or you could do dragonfly. That works perfectly. Ground, source, etc., etc. So let's see. Flying. Aquatic. I'm going to get rid of underwater. Oh, guess what? He's aquatic only. That's why he's not showing up to mount, too. All right, so I can only do him in the water. Well, okay. Well, while I'm playing with that, let's go jump in the water and see what happens. So if I wanted to just go regular flying, I could... Okay, now the Gnumbee's in the water. Now I can go and test out that... See, now he's showing up, so now I can mount. Oh, but you still have to breathe. Details. Alright, so he's like, you know, going along here. That's cool. Alright, I like the mount, but like I said, unless you go back to, there was one of the expansions that had, oh, and he flies too.
At your service.
Cool. Yay, he flies too. But he could also be used as an underwater. Ah, I'm psyched. That's cool. All right. Let's see. Where was I headed before? So I wanted to go to the Warband thing. Let's find out what they have to say. This looks like it might be a quest you just do once, maybe? And it's in the Mage Tower, so we're going to get off the mount. Go up here. Where? Your friend, come check out our new something. Items in the trading post. Already did that. So who do I talk to? Enter the Wizard's Sanctum. That's here. I thought I just did that. Okay. And then meet Blue. So I got to go to... Is that? Take the portal... Oh, there we go. Yeah. Take the portal from Wizard's Sanctum to Caverns of Time. Oh, okay. Here's the Caverns of Time. And I can jump on my mount and do it myself, or I can let them... Actually, you know what? I'm going to let this one take me. And while he is flying, I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back shortly. Hang in there. I am back. And I am sans coffee. I need to get some more coffee here. So, Wifey and I got a new coffee maker, and we're still trying to figure out how to share coffee so that we each have enough. Because I typically fill this cup up, which is a tall one. It's 16 ounce, so I'll have 32 ounces of coffee. And right now we are kind of... She drinks her coffee faster than I do, and so I end up on the short end of the stick with regards to coffee with this new coffee maker. So anyway, okay, where am I supposed to go? Over here. Let's find out. It wants me to go in here? Warbanding together. I guess so. Meet Blue and her warband and Gadgetzan. But this is not Gadgetzan. Maybe it is. Let me figure this out. Meet Blue and her warband. Oh. Warbands banding together. Oh, it's inside of the... Inside of here? Is that where I'm supposed to go? Oh, okay. I get it. No, I don't get it. Caverns of Time. All right. So I need to go out. Keep crashing on the ceiling here. This is going to get annoying because I can't fly high enough to use dragon flying. All right, I'll have to take the taxi out again. All-seeing eye. No, I don't need the all-seeing eye. Where's the other dragoon? Is that the... That's not the taxi. Okay, I need to get out of here, not spend all my days wandering around in here. I think this is the exit. Stop running into the ceiling. Now I gotta wait to recharge. All right. Now I know where I'm going. I just wanted a portal to Caverns of Time so that I could then get over to Gadgetzan, which should be over here. I guess we go inside. Well, there's a lot of people in here, so I must have found the right place. Okay, so they got pink stuff for Warband.
How
all right.
fare you?
Thanks for coming, Gnumbee. You received 2 gold. Thank you.
In unity, find strength. What brings you here?
The Rift Reader. What a day to be out with friends. And a space ghost by the coast.
Until next time.
I bet you're wondering what we're working on, huh? We're going to make our Warband Bank accessible from anywhere. Rivet's calling it a Warband Bank distance inhibitor. Sounds like a gnome thing. Until I can think of something more fun, but we need a little help to get it over the finish line. If we're going to make sure we can access our shared stash from multiple locations, we're going to need portals. And we track some doozies down out here. If you could get us some scans of the local anomalies, it'd be a great help. Scan the transpositional anomalies near Gadgetzan. All right.
Farewell.
And then the other one.
Fair skies and
There
strong
are
winds.
an awful lot of half-teleported things wandering around the desert not too far from here. Really, any at all would be a surprising amount, but there are a bunch of them for some reason. They don't seem particularly nice, but I bet we could team from their predicaments, learn from their predicaments to ensure that the Warband Bank distance inhibitor doesn't teleport our sweet loot into a tree. If you can find anything that might help us figure out what went wrong, it's not like people randomly teleport around, right? And gnomes, well, mages do. Collect spatial residue from the partially transported creatures near Gadgetzan. Okay.
Be bold.
This sounds like
Be true.
a fun one. Let's try this. Let's go do this stuff. Let's go do this. So I got to go 260. All right. So on the quest log, you've got two different, you got the triangles, and that's cool. I will accept that. Oh, who's this? Hounds of War. Blue releases... I don't know what for, but okay. Why? Releases the Hounds of War to stampede forward, doing damage to enemies in their path. Got it. Let's try this one. Ah! Gotta watch out for those corgis, man. We got... Alright, not too terrible. But green goo all over the ground, which I don't want. Alright, got another one over there. We're gonna take that one out. So I gotta scan these guys? Is that what I'm doing? So let's brrr. Fine.
I need a target.
Invalid target. Invalid target. Okay. Two scans. Rescans. Battle roar. I don't see any damage. Guess the guy wasn't close enough. So I'm not getting any residue, which tells me I need to just keep killing things until it drops some residue.
I need a target.
There's some residue. Okay, so randomly I can just kill those. Let's get rid of the anomalies first, because then I'll see where... have a little bit more focus on my screen about where I need to be. So I need one more anomaly, and I can do that one over here. Alright, so the scan part's done. Let's see, this one. So I just kill things until that stuff drops. See, now, having my mage doing this is perfect because I target something and it continues to lock, which is nice. Gotta wait for stuff to res because everyone's out here doing the same questing. Yep.
I need to get closer.
Okay, we'll go with that one. This guy ganked my... He stole my kill. Hey, that's not unusual. So I'll go gank someone else's kill. All right, I need 2 more.
I need to target something first.
And... need 1 more. Cool, done. All right, so those 2 are finished. I can go turn those in. I like the fact that you can use your swimming mounts. Although I don't know whether you can use your ground mounts to fly. That'd be interesting.
There is
I should
much
check that
to
out.
discover. It is a world of wonders. May we all find what we seek.
We're on a roll. We picked up an even more anomalous anomaly while you were out and tracked it down to just east of town. We've got a brand new transportational signal recombobulationer already set up out there, and I didn't want to start without you. You've been a big help after all. All you have to do is dial it in and throw the switch. Easy as pie, which I'm told is very easy. A rivet says that the odds of something cataclysmic happening are pretty good, so I know nothing bad can happen. Activate the transpositional signal recombobulation outside Gadget Zan and deal with the consequences. All right. This thing's going to, like,
Fair skies
have me for
and
lunch,
strong
probably.
winds.
Let's see. I want to test out the whole idea of getting a... let's go with just a ground mount. I want to see if they will fly. Although something tells me probably not. So, oops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, let's try this one more time. Mounts. And we'll highlight that and say mount. There's my bear. My bear does not fly. Okay, good to know. So, you can't use your ground mounts as flying mounts. Collected. And we're going to go with all. Although, yeah. No, not although anything. It's just... This is a flying, so... So this is the class mount, the little disc I'm wearing. It's the class mount that... Oh, I got it. Cool. I might as well help out everybody. What the heck? So this doesn't happen too often in World of Warcraft, where everyone goes and says, "Hey, yeah, we'll help, no problem." Okay, what is this person doing? Anything I can turn in?
We are united in purpose.
Nice job. What was I expecting? But I have to say, evil me was rocking that mustache.
In unity, find strength.
Now that we've got all the transpositional data we could ever hope for, all we need to do is set up a wormhole in a suitable banking establishment, and we will be dropping gear into each other's pockets from the field in no time. Oh, now that's cool. So here's one of the things. I love doing transmog raiding, which means that I get to max level on a character, and then I go back and I try to collect gear out of the older raids. So, for example, the best tune I have for being able to get weapons is Dag, because warriors basically can use everything. At one time, they could actually use guns as well. And so being able to use Dag to collect things is really cool. And so transmogging and being able to throw things into the bank, that helps. The other part is being able to do, like if you pick up a recipe and the recipe doesn't belong to you because that's like, oh, I've got another character out there that does alchemy. And Dag can't do it because he's an engineer and a miner. So, but the alchemist can. So I can send it to my alchemist, and that's Gnumbee, and let him go ahead and have that recipe. Whereas otherwise he would have to go and farm it himself out of that raid, and it may not drop for him. So that's a very cool thing. I like this. Also, you get gear that isn't necessarily available for yourself, like Dagonét wears plate. So if he's out and he's doing a dungeon or a raid and something drops that is cloth, he can send it to Gnumbee. There we go. Place the derecombobulator matrix in the Gadget Zan bank.
Be bold. Be
all right.
true.
We'll go back, jump on a dragon, and go to the bank. And there we go. Placing the matrix. Blue pill, red pill. Okay. It worked, apparently. So where do I turn it in? Oh, out here somewhere. Back where I originally ran into everybody, I suppose. Still trying to go in the wrong way. Everybody's standing on top of her. Okay, let's not stand on top.
We have slept long enough.
Few hiccups, but nothing some good old-fashioned teamwork wasn't up to. Go us. So you're going to learn Warband Bank Distance Inhibitor. Summons a personal portal directly to your Warband Bank, allowing withdrawals and deposits for 10 minutes. Nice.
It is a world of wonders.
And that is all for the Warbands. Let's see what that looks like in reality. Is it in my... Is that it? Nope, that's from old stuff. Okay. I guess I just learned it, huh? It's not around? Or where is it? I don't see it in my thing. Did I not get it? Warband, let's see, you have learned a new spell. Oh, it's a spell. Okay. So it should be under my spells, talents, and spell book. Let's go with spell book. Now this is different. Did I just die? Yeah. Sounds like someone's coming through and like killing shit. Great. Specializations, arcane, talents, spellbooks. Mass barrier, which I already knew. And then portals we know. Time warp. Okay. Comet Storm, that's something new. Put that on there. Until we figure out what it does. Oh, general. Here we go. Escape artist logging. Mobile banking. Guild. It's because I'm in my guild. So, actually, I could throw that over here. Overload elemental herbs. Vindicar Matrix Crystal. There we go. Warband distance inhibitor. So, personal portal directly to your Warband Bank. Actually, I'm going to put it up there because it's like a portal. Who is dying? Why do people keep dying? Because they can. Alright. Looks like fun. So I've got a couple of quests that are still from the other expansion, and I've got about half an hour or so. So let's go do that stuff. Get some of these things off my list. What if there's more Warband stuff now? So we've got erstwhile ecologist. I don't know where that is, but we'll figure that out here in a sec. No. Aldraxis. That one's way over on Waking Shore. Oh, it's way over there. Wow. Okay. Well, we could fly there? Boat to Stormwind. Oh, that's all the way back at the beginning. You mean I never turned that in? Ah. No wonder it took me... No wonder I was having problems getting stuff... Getting up to level 70. Fly my bug. Get some height here. Oh, I remember this quest. How come I never finished it?
We serve once more. Aspects watch over you.
Okay, that one is out of the way. Where's this one now? Back where I just came from? Nope, close though. Alright. Putting that one in.
Always glad to help. Dagonét. Clear skies and safe journeys.
Okay.
Please be careful, friend.
Why do I have a quest? Oh. Artisan Supply Dragon's Alchemical Solution. Do I have that quest as well? It looks like I had some stuff I never finished. Alright, so I am going to clean out my quest log because I don't think I want to do... I'm not going to continue on with this quest line. Hardlock Life. Yeah, we're not going to... That one I got beaten to death over. Alright, so we got rid of those. We're not doing Halls of Infusion. There's the alchemical. I don't know what I have to do with that. There's a couple of alchemy quests. Maybe I'll... Yeah, I might do those. Emerald Nightmare, Piercing the Veil. Abandon. Need more powder. That's alchemy. And what's this one? Fourth challenge. Yeah, we're going to abandon that. So it looks like I've got 3 quests that have to do with alchemy. Just want to double check. That's alchemy. That's alchemy. That's alchemy. And so I got 4 alchemist quests. Okay. That's cool. Whatever. So I want to go back to Valdrakken because I really want to find... I want to find the quest line that takes me to the Emerald Dream. Because I don't know whether the gear for Emerald Dream is better than the gear that you're going to get. Might be in between. We'll see. But I can do some good stuff. Okay, so this guy... I don't know whether this guy has... This probably has the same quest I had already. And I got rid of.
Valdrakken is under my
Southern
protection.
Exposure. Okay. Southhold. Your warband completed this quest. Yeah, because I did this already on some of these.
Valdrakken stands strong.
So that's not where I need to go in order to get to the Emerald Dream. Oh, maybe it is. Southgate? Let's see. I'm going to take it, see if it takes me to where I think it does. That's Tierhold. I'm not doing. That's not there. So we don't need to be there. Emerald Dream? Yeah, these are not what I'm looking for. There's a quest that takes you to the Emerald Dream, and I don't remember how to get it. Filter, World Quest, Skywriting Races, Dungeon Entrance, Delve Entrance, Warband Completed Quests, Tracked Items, Show Dig Sites. Okay, I like the map. The interface for the map is, they've done a lot of different things. There's Emerald Dream. Is that where I'm supposed to go? No, I already checked that. Alright, so we're back to Thraldraxxus. I'm not going to Tierhold. So where do I go in order... Well, there's the Southern Exposure. It's not... Okay, it's not showing me... It's not showing it to me on the map because it's not part of the current campaign. Okay, now I get it. Alright, what's this?
We protect
Repeatable.
the Isles.
Or battlegrounds.
Guard
Nah,
against chaos.
I'm not a PvPer. There's got to be one that takes you to... I can't remember what it is that takes you to the Dragon Isle. Or to the... Okay, can I get
For
over
the
there?
glory of the dragons.
Alright, we're going to go to Shifting Sands. Okay, we're going to go to Shifting Sands and then go to the other one. See if that takes us where we need to be. I may have to go back into Wowhead or some site like that in order to find the trail in order to get my stuff done. But I'm happy I hit 70. That was a big goal. So now I've got my 3 characters. And all 3 of them happen to be casters. I really, really want to get my melee, my warrior out there. So I think what I'm going to do is after Gnumbee lands, I'm going to jump on over to Dagonét and play with him for a little while. Alright, so I have now discovered the Shifting Sands. That's good. And where do I turn this quest in? Over here somewhere. Oh, that's right. I'm not where I was supposed to be. Oh, I got my purple turkey out. Oh. Looking for treasure, I saw a chest. So I don't see it now. I wonder where it is. Oh, there it is, down there. In front of me. Is it on a cliff? It's underneath the cliff. There it is. Not a chest, but... oh, it's a backpack. What's in it? Flight stones. Alright. I don't have mining, so never mind. So, one of my regrets is that I did not level Dag in this expansion, because it would have been a lot of fun to pick up the mining and do that. So he got mining and stuff, but he hasn't done any engineering, so I have no idea what will happen with what will happen with the engineering in Dragonflight. I mean, I never took it, so it's like I never leveled it, so I don't know. I'd love to be able to find out. I think I know what this... yeah, this quest line's not a lot of fun, especially for a caster that's undergeared.
Finish me off. Primal. What? Commander Ernog? Who are you?
Okay, we're gonna skip on that one.
Thank you.
And I am going to figure out how to get to the other area. Let's see, I want to go Emerald Dream. I know that there's got to be stuff out here, so I need to go to the central encampment, but I don't know what those are. So let's they're not campaign quests anyway, so let's just fly out there. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's fly out there. I'm wasting time at this point, but we'll see. It's exactly what I was looking for. And there we are. Central encampment. Alright, so I'm going to leave things where they are for right now. So none of the main storyline quests are showing up in here because I've already finished the main storyline on another character. That's why it's not showing up. That's interesting. I don't know whether that means that I won't be able to level using the main storyline for the next. But let's real quick. I'm gonna do this. Sell my stuff. Yes, I want to sell it all. All right. And let's see. I'm going to log out of Gnumbee. And I got about 25 minutes or so to play around with Dag. So we'll go fart around with Dag. Actually, I'm going to check one quick thing because I want to see if they're... Since I already had a level 70 for both Soggy and Lilira, let's see if Soggy has a quest for... if she's in the Emerald Dream, she hasn't finished that storyline. See if she has a quest for the new expansion. Radiant Echoes. Okay, Warbands. Memories resurface, available July 30th. Radiant Echoes was this. Vanquish foes from Azeroth's past as memories resurface, available July 30th. And then War Within coming soon, launches August 26th. So, yeah. And then Warbands, we know that already. Seems that some of your talents have changed. Oh, I don't want to look up another talent change thing. This one I changed. I finished.
Our flight stands unified once more.
Farak still assaults the Wellspring
Yay.
Temple, but the barrier holds strong.
As long as it remains intact, the World Tree is safe.
May
All
your
right, so
dreams be peaceful.
I am not... Oh, I gotta go in and do the... I need to go in and do the edit mode? No, it's options. So we were looking at action bars. 2, 3, 4, 6? No, don't need 6. Okay. And this looks like, last time I played her, looks like it was for edit mode. Yeah, see, I have 2 setups, one for my laptop, one for PC. So we're going to go here, and that should take me right back to where I was. So that's what my setup should look like on this PC. Cool. All right, so we're going to leave her, and we're going to log out again. And now I'm going to go play with Dag for the rest of the time. And see if I can get him. He's only 63, so he's not going to level, but we'll see. See how far I can get. There's Dag. He's ready. Let's go, dude. I don't care for the gear that he has on right now. I mean, it looks like crap. But, and I haven't taken him to a transmog. Yes, we know that. Oh, I got resets here too. Now, as long as my setup looks like... I need to change my setup again. Options, action bars, 2 and 3. 4, 5. Yep, there we go. And no, I didn't want to log out. Crap. Hit the wrong button. Try it again. Alright, he's back. He was gone for a while, but he's back now. And I have unspent talent points that I'm going to ignore at the moment. And I was doing the different... Ah, my mouse. Squeakers. Squeakers gets to fly now. That's cool. I already finished. Did I already finish this setup here? Let's see if there's a... I'm pretty sure I already did this. So we need to go find a different location to do the flying. All right, my worm. So no time for heroes and talent. All right, where was this? It's right in front of me. Okay, so we're gonna go over there and do some stuff, and I'll deal with the fact that I don't have my talents set up, because this guy was able to pretty much crush shit anyway.
Be careful, champion. These Joradin are masters of flame, and won't hesitate to turn you to ash.
Okay, so I gotta kill this guy. I'm going to throw that over there.
It's too far away.
Takes him some time, but he gets it done. Oh, what am I supposed to do with this thing? Anything? That's the other quest. Okay. We're going to go back to the back end of things. Is that something I can pick? A Rumble foil bag. Oh, so Rumble... Warcraft Rumble. A Rumble foil. I don't need that. I'm not playing that game. Oh. So we're going to do the disruption part. So I need to Ulfus the Molten. Oh, that's the guy I need to kill. All right, so
I need to get closer.
Stunned. Two down. Is that guy gonna...
I'm out of range.
I'm gonna take care of him too. going to move some of my stuff around because I'm like looking at things going, up. Yeah. I forgot to move that over. Let's see, I should be able to move this. That is my warband. That doesn't need to be there. Did I get both of them again? I'll help this guy out since he seems to be having some issues. To take down the banner. And we'll take out a couple of these jars in here. And where's Modak? This is part of the quest line for Rathion, trying to take on, get his black dragon flight thing back up and running. Oh, asshole. No, I don't want to be over there. Stop it. Time to get another guy in. Do that. Oh. Stop pushing me to the edge. I almost ran off the edge. That would have been unfortunate. Okay, 62%. Let's see if we gotta go this way anyway. In order to get to Modak. Modak's up on the top. Let's get rid of these things while we're here. %. 71%. I don't know how lighting a banner is going to piss people. Well, it just pisses people off. Okay, 76, 75%. And we got another guy over there. We'll go beat on him. And there he goes. this one out. Got some more stuff to disrupt over here. We're going to disrupt this guy's life. It's a disruption. Yes, it is. Doesn't matter. I hit that guy for 34,000. I love that. 96%. And this guy over here is getting beat on. I might as well help out. Oh, another one of these. We'll do this. Okay, I just have to kill the guy that's up. Oh, I have to kill the guy that's up on the tower. Okay, first we're going to send over. I'm sure you will. Or at least you'll try. A lull of fury. Oh, another one. Hello. Those are obnoxious. Alright, are we finished with this? Any more people? Any additional folks want to jump on me? Alright, Rathion.
We meet
What are we
again,
doing?
champion. Learn from the past. Look
Leveled!
to the future.
Ding. So I've got one more level, and I will be halfway to 70 with this character. So that's
Every
cool.
action has consequences.
Did I
On
get
your
anything out
signal,
of that other
champion.
one? I don't think I did. I don't know whether that's a better cape than what I'm already wearing. Let's see. Oh, I can't check. So this cape is a 327. This one is a 347. Haste and Mastery. We're going to swap capes. And yeah, one of my add-ons that I use is not available at the moment, so we're just going to have to wait. Okay, speak with Rathion to begin the assault. And I got 5 minutes. Let's go assault shit.
The Black Talon are always watching.
Cutscene. Who are you? I like this. Brothers.
Sibelian, heir of Neltharion. And you
Who are?
Rathian, heir of Neltharion, and I've never heard of you.
Likewise.
We'll discuss this later.
This whole character storyline is actually pretty funny. So I don't mind going through this one again. It's actually humorous. Okay, we're gonna go in and enter this assault.
We have them on the run. Now is our chance to strike a definitive blow.
Trying to go back. I'm stuck. There we go.
It's too far away.
All right, halfway done with this quest. And I need to kill some more
I'm
stuff.
out of
so.
range. I need to get closer. It's too far away.
Got some of these guys up on top here. A neck snapper. Two more dudes. Flamethrower, flame tamer. Neck snappers are fun. We'll go do a neck snapper. Where's my heroic leap? There it is. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Pooh. Sweeping strikes. Oh, I haven't locked my talent bar. That's not a good thing. I don't want to lose stuff. Unamas. What is this? Oh, flip this. I'm going to put that over here. Cool. Let's see, one more dude. Another neck snapper. What did I do with my... I just used it. There. I want it to be down here. There. Out of line of sight. Okay, we'll go up here. We'll do line of sight this way. I know that you can see me. Alright, now I can turn that one in.
I have been expecting you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
And let's see. Eliminate the 3 siege, Arbalists, and champion Chorok.
Azeroth faces many threats.
But I am not going to take that on today. I may take it on off stream, but not right now. I've got stuff I got to get done because my youngest son is going to be celebrating a birthday, and I'm going to be doing a pulled pork for him overnight tomorrow night, and I need to go buy some meat. Go get a pig. So, next time I am on will be tomorrow for Space Thruster Thursday, and that is Star Wars The Old Republic Day. And I have, I don't know who I'm going to be leveling. I haven't decided what I want to do. I've got a couple of lower level characters there that I can, they're bank tunes, and I can level them. Or I can go and I can play with my level 50s and start leveling them all up to level 80 and enjoy the storyline as we go there, which I'm thinking of it, saying it out loud, that actually may be what I end up doing. So that'll be tomorrow, Star Wars The Old Republic. If I don't see you between now and the next time I see you, have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a wonderful evening. Love you all. Thanks for the follows, and I will see you soon. Bye now.